Angelo, what would you consider being one of your highlights thus far in your career as an official?
For me, it's getting to meet everyone from the Caribbean, getting to learn new stuff. Even being here with the hospitality, it's been a great experience so far for this year as my first year on the FIFA list.
Now, how challenging was it? Did you find it getting on this particular list? Because some find it very difficult to get on, and then even more challenging to stay on.
Well, it was challenging, I must say, but it's just you have to be consistent each year. And going through the years, it took me 6 to 7 years to get on the list. There were some down times, I must say, along with some good up times when I said, this might be the year, but it didn't happen. But last year it happened, so everything worked out.
Sure. Now, one of the things, and I just mentioned it about staying on, how do you feel about all the work you've put in to make sure that you do get on again and again and again and you keep improving?
Well, I'm very hard on myself. So each year I always say I'm not doing enough, I need to put in more. And when the fitness test comes, I pass, but still, there's still the drive to do more. So I think that is what works for me. So I think continuing like that, the consistency, listening to the information coming in, I think I'll do well in the future years to come.
Who would you say has been your driving force in ensuring that you get to where you are today?
There's so many names. You have Jillian Martindale, Kevin Clark, Clifton Garns, there's so many names. And then even coming into CONCACAF, into the FIFA list, there are guys there that assisted me, even speaking a foreign language. So there are many people who assisted me on this journey. So too many names to mention at this time.
All right, well, congratulations, and we want to thank you for coming to Bermuda and assisting us in making sure that our games go on.
Well, thank you, because, this is a great experience, and from the time I left the airport, it was just great hospitality, I must say. No slacking, 100% hospitality is really good here.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you as well.
Well, Crystal Silvers, you're back in Bermuda. What are you hoping to see different this time around from the last time you were here?
Well, I have been seeing a change in the referees for my first development session with them. I'm seeing a bit improvement from the game I saw of them recently. And I'm happy, I will say, at a time to bring some success running with Tasha. And we run with the other AR. And yeah, they were both successful, so great.
Sure. Now, for you, what would you say has been a highlight for yourself as far as officiating?
Personality, yeah. Being with different referees all over the world, you get to execute that inner side of you didn't think you have, and that was patience. Yes, so I am a proud referee, yes, because changes have been made internally and outward in terms of fitness, that discipline you need to maintain, and yeah.
So I'm hearing the discipline part. Are you saying as you were growing up, you weren't as disciplined and as focused as you are today?
Definitely. It takes a while. Starting off in 2010, we will still have the social life and still want to go and train, and then you recognize it can't balance, So being on the panel maybe 2 years into it, then I recognize you have to choose. Yeah, you have to know the time frame to do stuff. Yeah.
Now, you've already indicated you've been working with Natasha and others.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the advice you've been giving them to be successful on the list and to stay on?
Yeah, for me it's mentality. And as I just told you, I had to choose. So it's either you in it to win it or you in it for something else, meaning for the spotlight. But being in the spotlight, you want to be successful with it. You just don't want to come on, show up, and then there's nothing futuristic behind it. You have to back it up. So my advice to them is always keep at it. If you love it, then show it, right? Every opportunity you get, you have to show up. All or nothing. That's always my phrase to them. All or nothing. Everything. Even I told back at home, they will do minor leagues. All or nothing. That's why I don't like to involve myself in that, because when I see their performance there, it's different. Then, no, don't waste my time. It's the same game. Treat it as is. So that's me, all or nothing.
Well, again, I want to thank you for coming to Bermuda and just showing what the potential is like. I mean, what the opportunities are out there. I mean, you started. Now we have people who are starting and can actually emulate what you've done.
And that's it, right? We have no control of the opportunities, but once it is presented to us, make the best of it. I will always say that. Make the best of it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quincy, you've been to Bermuda before. You've officiated this time around. What have you seen changes in the players that you've officiated the 2 times or the few times that you've been in Bermuda this time around?
The first time they would have been a bit more disrespectful towards officials. I think off of the first trip they would have known that these guys are not here to play. These guys mean business, so the players actually respect the refereeing decisions a bit more. It's just for the Bermudan referees to continue with it for me.
Now, for you, how challenging was it for you to get to that level of where you are today? Stern, discipline, to the point, because I heard you talking to a few players yesterday that kind of made me look to see what the reaction was. But how long did it take for you to learn that style of managing a game?
It depends on the players as well. Different players will bring different reactions and approach towards the officials. Some are respectable, some are not. It's all about managing the ones that going to give trouble. It takes a period of time. Watching officials as well will help the way their personality adapts to other players at different times in the game.
Sure. Now, being a referee in the middle of the park, how much pride have you taken into yourself to make sure that everybody understands that you and your ARs are in charge of the game?
A whole lot, because at the end of the day, yes, spectators don't come to see us, they come to see football, but at the same time, if there's no referee, then there's no game. And for me, it's all about enjoyment, just for the spectators, for the players, and the viewing public maybe at home. So it's all about the flow of the game for me as well.
What advice do you have for our local officials that you'll work with this morning?
Just stay dedicated. I was once like them at the age of 14, 15, looking on at referees maybe at the World Cup and hoping one day I get there. Stay focused. There's going to be shortcomings, but it's all how you turn it over into positive. And in the end of the day, they will be successful once they're dedicated and has the passion for the refereeing.
Sure. And I want to thank you for coming to Bermuda. I mean, you guys bring a different flavor and a different way of how we look at the game, especially in the officiating side. So I want to thank you for coming and helping our officials.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a lot for having us as well.
Sure. Thank you. Sheen Nation, you're back in Bermuda. What are you hoping to bring this time to assist our local officials?
It's more of my experience that I would have given already. So I'm just here to continue to actually impart further knowledge onto the officials so they can better themselves.
What did you take away the last time that you're bringing back to hope to kind of improve on what was done last time?
I mean, referee is mainly repetition, right? Repeating, because whatever we train, because training must always reflect the realities of the game. So it's always a repetition, right? Repetition of the good things and the good practices. So it's more of doing the things consistently until it becomes a habit.
Mm-hmm. It's similar to the players because they do repetitious things. So you'll be working with some of our young people again today. What are you hoping to see different from them from the last time you was here?
I mean, of course, I'm looking for the improvement in terms of different aspects of refereeing, whether it be signaling, foul recognition, whistle tone, whatever it is. I just want to see some level of improvement. Sure. Of course.
Yeah, and like I've said to everyone else, I want to thank you for your continued support of coming to Bermuda and helping to improve our officiating just showing them the skills that is needed to make it to the top. As no one is ever getting to the top, but it's just working hard to make sure you're on that track.
Yeah, from the little knowledge that I have, I'm willing to share, and I'm happy for the opportunity from Bermuda BFA to come here and share my little knowledge. So I'm always grateful for that opportunity.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thank you.